My name is Harry Greenwood. I was born in Pollokshaws, a borough of Glasgow, in 1925. I joined the Navy at 17. I joined the rescue tug service. I served with the rescue tug service for the rest of the war in convoy duties and in landing duties, and in anything else that a rescue tug was called upon to do, we did it. So I joined the Sea Cadets. I was in the Boy Scouts, and then when the war started, I joined the Sea Cadets. And the Sea Cadets gave us a Navy uniform, just the same as the Navy. They trained us with the Navy, and I decided that vocation that I would seek, or the faculty as far as that goes in the Navy, I wanted was signalling, because I wanted to be above deck. The Canadian Navy were pretty well come across the Atlantic, and they went into Londonderry. As you know, that was a big Navy base. And we went into Lough Foyle. So whenever we were waiting for the convoy, we would come from someplace. Whenever we were waiting for the convoy, the Canadian Navy would be up in Londonderry enjoying themselves, and we'd be in Lough Foyle, which was right next to Moville, which was the Irish Free State, which was interesting because they had white rocks all around it saying "Era" and light shining on them so the Germans wouldn't bomb them. For the other side of that is Derry, And so we're right in the middle of Lough Foyle, because there was some rule that visiting forces got the best attention, and the Canadians were the visiting forces. So they were up in Londonderry, and we were in the anchor in Lough Foyle. Then we'd do the convoy run, and the convoy the escort always just went to Newfoundland, sometimes Halifax, but mostly Newfoundland. And once we got into Newfoundland, the Canadian Navy got up alongside where they could go ashore at any time they want, and we were stuck in the middle of the harbour again, because in those days Newfoundland was British and they were still visiting forces. So anyway, it used to be fun in the Green Lantern in Newfoundland when we got into arguments and fights about panty waists. You can't stand the ship rocking, I had a 360-degree view of everything that was happening in D-Day. All the time you had to be up there. Not because you had to be up something risky, but it was up there because I used to take an Aldous lamp up there too, for close things, but there was things happening all around you. And if you don't do that, you're running with the Aldous lamp from one side of the bridge to the other side of the bridge, and then having to figure out how you can... So you're up there all the time. When you're in training and you're learning everything in Morse code, everything is Morse code. You drive along the street and you see a billboard and you immediately translate it into Morse code in your mind. And you're doing it all the time. You're going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Quite easy. I do that. Da-da-da-da, four dots, da-da, A, da-da-da, R, da-da-da, R, da-da-da-da. That's Harry. And then I go da-da-dit. That's two bars and a dot. Did-a-dit, R again, dit, that's two E's. Da-dit is an A. Da-da-da is a W. Da-da-da is an O. Da-da-da is another O. Da-did-it is a D. And so you just automatically think Morse code, because that's all you've been signalling all the time. But bananas. We couldn't get bananas. Nobody wanted to have bananas. So we'd go to Gibraltar. We'd be in Gibraltar. And that's right across from Tangiers. And of course, so they've got lots of bananas. And you go into a shop, you'd say to them, all over Gibraltar. See, the Spaniards could come into Gibraltar. They could cross. They worked in Gib. The Gibraltar people were all taken to England, evacuated. The Spaniards worked in. But there's posters all over the stores in Gibraltar saying, everyone has eyes and ears, keep quiet, don't tell them where you're going, all this sort of stuff. Well, we didn't tell them where we're going. But we'd go into a store and you say, can we have a stock of green bananas that'll keep for 2 weeks? So they knew we were leaving. Well, I mentioned to you that just casually that I didn't know how to swim. And that was because my grandfather, who was a sea captain, most fishermen, by the way, don't swim. They have a great respect for the sea. The sea is not something you play in. The sea is something it provides you with a living. You don't jump in and challenge it. My grandfather had more or less told me, don't worry about swimming, because if you're going to go in here, you'll never come out anyway, whether you can swim or not, see? And he talked like that. And that was it. Bad weather never sunk a boat. It was always bad seamanship, see? He taught me these things. Never thought about it. I've never thought about that. I don't know. That's a pretty, you know, I'd be pretty vain to say that I want to be remembered. I mean, Nelson might want to be remembered, but I was there. My whole thing is I want people to recognise that I'm not promoting war, that's all. I'm not beating the drum for war, you know. I just want them to remember, as I tell all the kids, that there's nothing romantic about war. And that when we veterans march on Remembrance Day, we're not there to promote war. We're there, we show medals because it introduces the campaigns, but we're there to remember. And that's what we tell our kids, so that it will never happen again.